So someone just asked me what the difference is between being a perfectionist and just being someone who is striving for excellence. And that's a very good question. So that's why I decided to make this recording. Perfectionism is driven by fear. It's the thought behind it is, if I do everything right, if I do this right, then I'm okay. I'm safe. I'm not going to be in any trouble. I'm not going to have to take any flack. It's fear motivated. And one of the ways you can tell if that is what you're doing, if you're being driven by that perfectionist mentality, you can tell because whenever fear is involved, there's no peace. And you feel heavy, you feel grumpy, you feel irritable, you are pushing yourself. I feel like when my inner perfectionist starts yammering on, I feel like I'm being driven by this bitchy slave driver. It's not enough. You need to do more. You should have done this. You should have done that. Whereas when we are striving for excellence, we're like, oh my gosh, I want to, whatever it is you're doing. If it's, like this person who was asking me was talking about a crafting project that she just completed. And there were 2 items that she made. She was making the same thing, but the first run, the first creation, turned out a little bit wonky. Like it served the purpose. It was okay. It looked all right. Like I saw it and I was like, that looks great. You did a great job. But when she sat down, she learned from it. Okay. So she learned from that first one, like, oh, I should have done this. If I would have done it this way. So the second run, the second item she made, she got it the way she wanted it to be. So when we're driven by that perfectionist mindset, all we can see is the negative. You didn't do it right. And here's the other thing that it enforces in us. You're not good enough. You never do it right. You always, it always goes down this negative road where it's driving you. There's no peace. It can cause you to feel overwhelmed. It has caused me to have anxiety attacks because, this is why it's important for us to be self-aware. Because this is something we can correct. It's not a big fat hairy deal, So, yeah, it's why it's important to be self-aware, be intentional about self-care, about loving yourself. And, you're not going to change old habits overnight. But what you must do, if you're going to if you're going to get rid of an old habit, you have to replace it with a new one. And you have to be consistent. You just have to be consistent, just like, when I reached a point in my life when I had to start taking vitamins, I had to get in the routine of it. It's just like anything else that's routine. You do it till it becomes routine. And some days you forget and some days you half-ass it, and it isn't the end of the world. But when the perfectionist is talking, that is how you feel. You feel like it's the end of the world, I screwed it up, it's not right, and you get so angry, you feel overwhelmed and you shut down. And that's a huge thing with perfectionism. I am in my life, something really cool has happened in the last year and mostly in the last year. I've always had a creative side, but the perfectionist thing has often shut me down hard and fast. And I wanted to try things or wanted to do things, and I would get so frustrated because I felt like I wasn't doing it right. Sorry that there's so much movement in the video. I'm holding this with my hand. So, because I just thought of this, I was driving to the library and I was like, ooh, I want to tell people. So anyway, in the last year though, I took a course where part of the course was, exploring some things in a creative way. So like art journaling and making affirmation cards for yourself, and seeing what other people had done, and just the way the course was walking me through a healing process, just that part of it helped me to approach this creative aspect of my life in a much more open and relaxed way. And I've done a lot of work in the last several years as far as noticing when my inner perfectionist tries to grab the steering wheel and drive my vehicle all over the frickin' place. So having done that work and then taking that course and having to do this creative stuff, I just was it was like the perfect, all the stars aligned kind of thing. And I found that I was able to get into, like, to open up my creative side and just start making things and doing things. And I understood, like, even when my perfectionist would, start to say something about, well, that wasn't right, I responded to that. I followed up that thought with, yeah, it's okay though, because I learned from it. So, I have a lot to learn because I haven't been expressing myself this way forever. Because I've been afraid, because I don't want to mess with that because I don't know what I'm doing. And we miss out on so much when we let that inner perfectionist take the wheel. And that may be a part of your life, but you can, because I have in the last several years, by being self-aware, by not just letting my mind run wild and go drag me all over the frackin' place, but pulling back and stopping for a minute and go, oh, I recognize that what's going on in my head, that's perfectionist thinking. I don't go for that. No, I'm not doing that anymore. This is what I think. I think that it's okay if I don't do it perfectly. I think, did I learn something from this? Hey, it's a win. And next time I try this, I'll be better. I'll do better at it. But, it's the person I was talking with who asked me about the difference between perfectionism and striving for excellence. When we strive for excellence, we are in a mindset where we're excited, we're enthusiastic, we know that there's going to be a learning process. Like if it's something we've never done before, we're like, ooh, I want to try this and see how it goes. And then if there are mistakes along the way, we're just, it's just like water off a duck's back. We're like, well, sure, there's mistakes along the way. I've never done this before. Duh. You don't start playing the piano first time ever in your life and expect yourself to play like a concert pianist would. No, they put in a hell of a lot of years and hours to be able to play that way. But the perfectionist does that. The perfectionist mentality saddles us with unreasonable expectations. And we self-sabotage this way all the time. So, but, the more self-aware you become, the more you start taking care of yourself, paying attention to what's going on up here. All right, grab hold of that sucker and turn it around with what? With a better thought. With a better thought. With healthier thinking. With kind, understanding, compassionate thinking. You deserve love and kindness and compassion like you deserve air to breathe. Do you deserve air to breathe? Is it okay if you breathe right now? Yeah. Go on ahead. Well, you deserve love and kindness. You are worthy of all of those things. You're meant for all the good things, all the love, all the joy, having a good time. Yeah, it's meant for you. So, but you got to take care of yourself. You can't be waiting around for somebody else to do it. You don't wait for somebody to blow your nose for you when you need that done. You don't wait for somebody to take you to the bathroom when you need to go, or to feed you, right? So don't wait around for this stuff. No. You can take care of it. And it is, a lot of times people go, well, easier said than done. Well, no shit, Sherlock, everything is. But what do you want? That's what you got to ask yourself. What is it that I really want? And what am I waiting for? How about that? Don't be waiting. Come on. Jump in and have some fun. Take care of yourself. You'll be glad you did.